Failure isn't final, it's just feedback in disguise. Tonight we're talking about how to fail forward, because growth doesn't come from getting it right, it comes from getting back up. Welcome back to Bargain Brand Wellness. We're breaking down why failure isn't the enemy, how to turn setbacks into strengths, and why success is rarely a straight line. Always remember, personal growth shouldn't require a subscription. We're here to help you make it worth your wellness, no matter how many times you have to try, and try again. Welcome to Wellness. How you doing over there, Tyler? This is Timmy Too Legit coming at you live. Thanks for liking and sharing the live. Appreciate the love. Welcome back to another Monday motivation episode. My wellness warriors, my self-care connoisseurs, my students of wellness, my off-brand VIPs. We're here for another fun-filled episode. Hope y'all excited as I am, because we got some fun stuff in the works. If this is your first time joining us, remember we are live every Monday and Wednesday, and on the weekends as well for our After Dark episodes, either Friday or Saturday, depending on what my schedule allows. But we're always live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you check us out, like, share, subscribe, and follow on whatever platform you're on. Basically, just hit the buttons, right? Hit the buttons, hit the likes, hit the emojis, hit whatever. Hit whatever you can, except for a thumbs down button. Don't give us one of those. We do like constructive feedback, but just throw that there in the chat. So, really excited to have you all here. We're building, we're growing, we're having a really good time. We've had a lot of great turnout lately. Hopefully we can hope to continue that rise to the top. We want to be your one-stop shop for anything and everything wellness. Our Monday streams tend to be our motivation streams. So we're excited for what's coming. A couple quick little announcements. Once again, we do have our Patreon up. We do have 3 tiers of Patreon. Paid subscription services. Kind of new to the whole Patreon thing. What we're really asking right now is, maybe we're not at a point where, you're willing to say like, I don't know if I feel like giving this guy my money every month. Hey there, Ashley. How you doing? And if that's the case, I get it. We're new. We're fresh. We're building. So I get it. But what I do ask is, if you're not sure about a paid subscription, head on over there. You can still join the Patreon for free. Right? Click the link in the description here for the YouTube video. Should be down towards the bottom. The link on TikTok should also be in the description here on TikTok. Click on that link and head on over there. Join free. I have two of our wellness warriors have joined over there. We're still working on what the tiered memberships are going to look like. So honestly, I'm kind of not even really asking anybody to really subscribe, like as far as paid memberships yet, because unless you really want to. I want to make sure you're getting your value. A couple things I'm looking at is bonus content would come with a paid subscription. Monthly giveaways, right? I'm looking at having, we're going to be making merch here in the very near future. We will have merch for the end of the year. That is a bargain brand guarantee. We will have merch before the end of the year. So I'm really excited to do that. I haven't even really gotten into it, but I already have some of my ideas for slogans and t-shirts and all kinds of different stuff. So part of the Patreon would be that as well. And then I even am considering a tiered approach for gaming with our viewers. Not the types of games that we play on here, but there's other games where we can play together. Not necessarily what I would consider like video games. There's one called Jackbox, where it's kind of like a word play game, but instead of just watching my stream, we can all play together. There are other games out there as well, but we're gonna look into that. So that's still to come with the Patreon. I'm just still really trying to figure out the logistics, is what we'll say. How you doing over there, Danny? Danny and Ashley on here, part of my Vibe fan club over there on TikTok. I need to go back through. I think that's an indicator that I gave you on one of the streams. So that's why you guys have that special thing next to your name. We need to do that with at least a few other viewers. Tyler gets on here pretty consistently. Jake gets on here pretty consistently over there on TikTok. YouTube kind of just automatically gives a crown over there to who's ever commenting the most. I see Mom's found all the emojis. Yeah, I see the heart emojis. I see whatever the heck that is over there. I have no idea what that is. And then the number one fan, I see that over there, Mom. All right. So since we do have people in here, I was waiting to make sure we had people on. We will jump into our first game, our daily Wordle. Background music. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Is it too loud, too quiet? I want it just right. The background music, as I was talking with Danny on Saturday, is courtesy of Singify. Copyright free. Completely copyright free. It is AI generated based off of prompts that I put in. So we don't have to worry about any copyrights with that. I do need to still upload it into our starting soon screen. The starting soon music is still from CapCut. I think we're still triggering a little bit of a copyright there. Not enough to hurt our channel, but in the event we do become monetized on YouTube, I think it might hurt us there. 3-0 Dodgers. Ugh, I had a feeling. All right. No more updates. I appreciate that, but no more updates. It's gonna ruin my vibe. It's whatever. Yeah. So we do have that. So let me know if the music's too loud, too quiet, whatever. But yeah, it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Oh, should I click word salad? Wrong one. Don't cheat, people. Don't look ahead. All right. Wordle. I zoomed it out a little bit so you guys can see the full screen. So I hope for those of you who are looking on YouTube, I hope it's not too small. You can't hear any music. I mean, it's kind of low. I hear it on me. That's weird. I don't know why you wouldn't be hearing it. I don't want to turn it up too loud. Guess we can go there. Danny or Ashley, do you guys hear any music over there on TikTok? You can hear it. Mom, can you hear it now? I turned it up a little bit. I mean, it's really just there, like I said, just to kind of fill the void when it's quiet. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to hear it. That's weird because it's showing up through desktop audio. But anyway, so getting into our daily Wordle. I want to kind of change up how we're doing the Wordle. We do have the method, the stare, cloud, pinky method, which is always great. We can always come back to it if we need to. But I wanted to change it up and make it a little bit more fun. So I want to kind of create somewhat of a challenge for us to get it in 3. Right? Get it in 3. There's a guy who I watch. I can't remember what his name is. His name's Tyree something. But anyway, he does a daily Wordle. And very little. That's all right. It doesn't need to be too loud. It's really more for me because I can't hear anything other than myself talk. Anyway, so if he gets it by his third guess, he gets to open a pack of Pokemon cards. I'm not really interested in Pokemon cards, so I was kind of considering like, what could we do? Like punishments, rewards? I don't know. Right now, I'm kind of basically, if we can get it in 3, you guys will get to see the Singify app will create a little theme song based off of today's episode. If we get it in guesses 4 through 6, which is pretty average, nothing will happen. We'll just still do our normal wheel wellness spin. And then if we would happen to fail, which hasn't happened yet, then I was trying to think of some punishments. As of right now, it'll be a song of shame that we'll have Singify create for us. So, Mom, I see you throwing guesses out there already. To make this a little bit easier, we're going to start with a random letter. I'm going to pull a letter. I have all 26 letters. I hope we don't get Z or no. No, I left Z and X out of here. I did leave Z and X out of here. The only 5-letter words I can think of Z and X are zebra and Xerox. So hopefully it won't be one of those, but we'll figure it out. But I have all the other 24 letters in here. I'm going to pull out. We have the letter O. All right. So O, you all throw in the chat a word that begins with the letter O. First one I see is what I'm going to type in. Onion. Okay, onion. I was thinking opera, but office. Actually, it's got to be five letters. The only problem with onion, Danny, is that's not a very good Wordle guess because it uses 2 letters. 2 letters. We want to try to get it in 3, so let's try. It uses only 2 letters twice. Other. I like other. I was thinking opera, but let's go with other. All right, we got an E. So we could go a lot of different places here. I mean, the E could go really anywhere else. If it's not there, I'm thinking the E is either the second or first letter. I want to try to knock out some of these other consonants. SP. What about spine? Let's try spine. The E could be last. That knocks out 3 more consonants and a vowel. Okay, the E's in the right place and we got an S. But the S doesn't go there, so we probably have another vowel. I think we need an A word. It's not going to be space. It could be like A blank E. I'm thinking A S E. I see phase, but there's no P or H. I can't think of any words where the S would be here. Other than like this kind of word, which it could be on another one, but it's not going to be that today. So I'm thinking, what do we say? I'm thinking there is another vowel, so I'm thinking a vowel S-E. Like I said, we are trying to get it in 3. See chase, but we already used an H. Phase. Was there any other? Yeah, see, I was thinking chase too, Danny, but we already used an H. I mean, I could be wrong. The S might not go there. But it doesn't. So if it doesn't go there, then it has to go here. And I can't really think of anything. This is one of those where you might almost have to just throw out any word that, even if it doesn't fit, just close. Good. That's a good guess, actually. I like that one. I like close. C-L-O-S-E. I like that. And it uses up 3 other letters we haven't used. No. But the S-E are in the right place, so that's a win. That's a win. That's a win. So that means it's something, something, A-S-E. So we were actually right the first time. At least, well, I mean, it could be U-S-E. Or it could be, could it even be, or wait a minute, amuse is Z-E, right? So it could be blank blank. Is it SE? Was I right? I don't know why I'm thinking it just has the Z sound. I mean, I like Amuse because the only other. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm ripping it. We got it. Amuse. Amuse in 4. Hey, good job. We got it. We didn't get enough to get a song, but that's all right. I'm sure throughout our Amuse. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get them. Mom, I saw your chat just pop in. We were talking the other day. Jake was on here on Saturday. He was on TikTok and YouTube, and he did say there's like, it's not minutes, but it's more like a 5 to 10 second delay between TikTok and YouTube. So I am keeping that in mind as I'm kind of checking out like the answers coming in. But hey, that was pretty good, and we didn't need the stare pinky cloud method. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was fun. So no challenge beaten, no punishment there, but we will do a spin on the wheel of wellness. See what we do next. Oh, speaking of which, the wheel wellness. So I did make a couple changes. The snake oil showdown one sounded stupid. It's more like a one-time thing. So what did I do? I added synth session, which is where we spin it, and then you guys will help me come up with a prompt that we will use Singify for, and we'll create a song. And the Wellness Warrior pick is on here. Or no, I thought I took that off. Yeah, I took the Warrior because that's not going to be part of the spin. And then I did add, what was the other one I added? I can't remember now. Oh, Monkey's Paw. Monkey's Paw. It's a fun little game. Danny's played it with me before. If we land on that one, you just have to wait and see. But anyway, let's give it a spin. Thanks for those likes over there too. We're up to 1,600 likes over there on TikTok land. Appreciate the love. Wellness rap battle. Okay. So I felt like I needed to redeem myself after Saturday, or was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday's debacle where Nova she just smoked me. So I did come up with some raps of my own that I do have to read them off the screen, but I didn't use ChatGPT. These are my raps that I came up with. Let me pull them up real quick. All right, we're gonna bring Nova in. Hey Jake, how you doing? Her bars are fire. She's gonna cook me again. No, I got her this time. What's up, Joseph Twig? How you doing? We've been missing you on here. You guys are just right on time. We're getting ready to get into our first spin on the wheel of wellness. Before we do that, since Jake is here now, I almost forgot to announce it. Our wellness warriors of the day from Saturday's stream. Go ahead. For YouTube, Jake Twig sniped it over there. It was a close race. Mom, I told Jake after we talked on Monday, you said you didn't really want the wellness warrior of the day trophy, so he got it, even though you guys did tie. So that's Jake's second trophy. That's it. Just because you don't want it, Mom, doesn't mean you won't get it. So you never know. And then on TikTok, even though you left a little bit early, Danny Marine won the won the crown over on TikTok. So excellent. I love how I can use ChatGPT to kind of make Bitmoji picture. No, I put that picture on the thumbnail for the video. No, I just had ChatGPT take the most recent photo I sniped off your Facebook, and yeah, put that up there. So I wanted to shout that out. So you guys will get your picks after we do our connections game. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this. I don't even use Facebook. Where did that come from? I think, I don't know. It was from a breast cancer walk. I don't know if it was from this year or last year or what. It was on Facebook. Hashtag justice for Mama Bird. All right, Nova, we're back for another rap battle between you and myself. Should be a fun one. Don't hold back. I want you to go in on me. We're going to go. I'm a gentleman, so ladies first. If you're ready.
All right, Tim. Sounds like a plan. Let's kick it off. Here goes the opening verse. I'm Nova on the mic, here to drop a little heat. Gonna take this rap battle and make it sound sweet. You said go all in, well I'll keep it real clever. I'll roast you with kindness and keep it fun forever. Your turn.
All right. You're gonna have to get a little stronger than that there, Nova. Hey Nova, I think your rhymes are legit, but to be honest, it might be time to quit. It seems that you think you're a wellness guru. I hate to say it, but your advice is a bunch of poop.
Oh, we're going that route, huh? All right, let's fire back a little bit stronger. Here we go. Tim's throwing shade, but I'm cool as ice. Serving wellness rhymes with a side of AI spice. Call it poo-poo advice? Well, I'm here to upgrade. Turning all your doubting into digital lemonade. Your move.
Over on this channel, I am the wellness king. Just stay on the sidelines and watch me do my thing. I don't mean to burn you. You better get that looked at. Just go ahead and take a seat before you have a heart attack.
Oh, I see how it is. Coming in with the heat and claiming the crown. All right, let's wrap this up with a final rhyme from me. You call yourself the king, but I'm just here to play. Dropping lines of wellness wisdom in a friendly kind of way. No heart attack here, just a battle of the wits. We'll keep it all in good fun. No need to throw fits. This was a blast. Let me know if you need another verse anytime.
Oh, we still got another round here, Nova. Don't quit already. I know this might seem too much to handle. To me, it doesn't even feel like a real rap battle. Your lines are trash. Your delivery is a joke. If you don't quit now, you might go up in smoke.
Oh, you're really turning up the heat now? All right, I'll jump back in for another round. Let's do it. You're calling my lines trash, but I'm here for the sport. This AI's got more style than you thought to report. You say I might go up in smoke? No way, not today. I'll just keep the rhymes rolling in my off-brand way. This has been fun, Tim. Keep it coming if you want to go another round.
This is the last one. I got to finish. I got to redeem myself right here. Finish this out, and then chat's going to let us know who won the rap battle. Nova, before I leave you, I want to say a prayer. Dear God, please look after this naysayer. I hope that you can walk away from this with pride, because we're going to need to call tech support to fix your insides. Oh,
nice finisher. All right, let's wrap this up with one last rhyme for me.
No. You don't get to do another one. I did the last one.
All right, fair enough. I'll put the mic down and let chat.
All right, chat. What? Come on. Be partial. Who won that rap battle? Be honest. Danny says, Nova, I figured you would. You said you didn't even like Nova. Joey says, Tim, appreciate that. Ashley says, Tim, there we go. Mom, really? Mom says she burned me. All right. Tim had to have the last word. No, I did say, before I started, I said I did write these. I wrote them earlier, so I did have to read them. Because I got roasted on Saturday. So it's was that off the dome? I wish it was off the dome. I'm not gonna lie. No, I had it written, but I did practice it a little bit. So we got 2 and 2. Jake, you didn't really give Jake says I won. Bam, I beat Nova. 3-2. Listen, she doesn't always follow those prompts too much. I don't think she's gonna cuss at me. So I don't know. Maybe we'll try another harder prompt. But some of those were some pretty good bars. I will say that. That was fun. All right, so I know we have fun with the games. We are going to get into our first kind of topic for the day. As you know, I mentioned and I redeemed myself again. Appreciate that. Domestic abuse. Today's video is about how to kind of learn how to fail and kind of how to use it to your advantage. We all go through failure. Nobody's ever been 100% perfect all the time. So this video kind of will get into that a little bit. Same thing. This is my first time reacting to it. I just found the closest video to what I was looking for on YouTube. So we're going to watch it together.
In a 2019 study, over 400 participants were enlisted to learn a mysterious, invented language. Individuals were asked about 3 pairs of runes. For example, which of these 2 characters represents an animal? Then, after a brief break, they were asked about the same rune pairs with questions flipped. As in, which of these 2 runes represents a non-living object? But this game had a secret. The subject's answers in round 1 determined the rune's meanings in round 2. In the first round, participants either had all their answers marked as correct, no matter what, or they were forced to fail every question. This meant that at the break, every participant had the same amount of information, and in round 2, they were playing for real. But despite this even playing field, the successful participants from round 1 rose to the top of the ranks, while those cast as failures kept, failing. People often describe failure as a teachable moment, a necessary stumble on our way to improvement. But learning from our mistakes isn't always easy, especially when those failures are demoralizing, overwhelming, or just downright confusing. So what exactly prevents us from turning our mistakes into mastery? Perhaps the most obvious hurdle to learning from failure is how painful it can be. People generally want to think of themselves as capable and competent, and experiencing failure threatens that self-image. In a survey following a replication of the rune study, participants in the failure group indicated much lower levels of self-confidence after participating. It's tempting to dismiss this pain as a temporary setback, but some studies have found that when people feel demoralized or incompetent, their brains often stop processing new information.
So a lot of this stems from in childhood, depending on how you were raised. And once again, this isn't me pointing fingers at anybody's upbringing. Thank you guys for all those gifts over there on TikTok land. Appreciate the love. Oftentimes we're not always willing, and I think it's maybe more of an issue in today's generation of parenting, where we're not always willing to let children fail or let them learn how to get back up. Right? We were talking earlier, the movie Rocky, where he's talking to his son. He says, he drops a line, something about the lines. It's not how hard you get hit and fall down. It's how hard you can get hit and then get back up, right? We all fail. Are you able to build through that? Yeah. So it's one of those things like, did you learn how to fail as a child and then, what to do with that later on in life? It can be difficult, right? Nobody likes to fail, but can you see it as kind of a learning moment? Not always easy.
This suggests that if a threat to your self-esteem is large enough, it can undermine your ability to learn. However, your tolerance for failure also depends on your relationship with the task at hand. In a study from 2011, researchers surveyed a group of American students enrolled in introductory and advanced French courses. These students completed a questionnaire asking what kind of teacher they preferred. One who emphasized their strengths and successes, or one who highlighted their mistakes and corrected their weaknesses. In general, responses showed that while beginner students sought positive reinforcement, advanced students were more eager for critical feedback. Researchers have theorized a handful of explanations for these results. Having just started out, beginners are still determining if they enjoy learning French and if they want to continue studying. So they might crave praise as a way to stay motivated. On the other hand, the advanced students are already invested, so they may want to improve their skills as efficiently as possible. The process of gaining expertise also comes with its fair share of failure, so the advanced students may have built a higher tolerance for making mistakes. But whether you're an expert or a novice, it's usually much more straightforward to learn from your successes than your failures.
I mean, realistically, think about any time you first started, a new project or you wanted to learn a new skill. You weren't good at it at first. There's probably been very few things in your life that you were very good at the first time. The one that comes to my mind first off, and most of us learned how to do, riding a bicycle. You stayed with it though, right? Most of us did. Some of you had training wheels. Some of you didn't. I know personally, I didn't have training wheels, and it took me a while to learn. It did take me a while, but you had to keep falling over and over again. It reminds me of for anybody who remembers the sitcom days of the 90s, Full House, where the youngest child, Michelle, was learning how to ride a bike and, kept crashing and was going to give it up. But eventually she got it. And then all of a sudden, bam, just like that, she was an expert, right? At least through her eyes. Don't remember, was so young probably for it. Got it first time, to be honest. Why is you riding a bicycle? Hey, more power to you if you did.
For example, imagine getting your grade back on an exam. If you aced it, you could reasonably assume you made good choices around when, what, and how much to study, and you can replicate those decisions for the next test. But if you failed, it could be for any number of reasons. Maybe you didn't study enough. Maybe you studied the wrong information. Or maybe you did everything right and the test covered things you shouldn't have been expected to know. In cases like this, it's unclear exactly what went wrong, making it difficult to learn how to improve. Wanting to learn from our failures is completely natural, and there's a lot to gain by being resilient and cultivating a growth mindset. But fixating on your failures can make it easy to forget all your successes, and building on what you're doing right can be more effective than focusing on what you did wrong. One of the ways we can be...
All right. Good video. The link will be in the YouTube description if you want to go back and watch that video again. That's from TED Ed, right, from TED Talks. Good video. We all mess up, and I know we've talked about this kind of stuff on the channel before. But that resilience, right? And we're going to talk about that here a little bit more. The resilience that we build from failing and then succeeding again. Ashley says, my favorite quote, never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. I love it. I love those little quotes, those little tidbits. They're motivational. They really are. It keeps you moving, because we live in a world where everything is so fast paced that if, at a moment's notice, got tongue tied there, a moment's notice, it's the year's over and here we are. We feel like we haven't accomplished anything. So yeah, good video. All right. We're up to 4.7K likes out there in TikTok land. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support, appreciate the gifts that you guys have been sending through. Definitely appreciate the love. Mom, appreciate the support over there on YouTube. Excellent. We're working on it. All right, let's get into our next game. I know y'all love the games. We're going to play our next game of Connections, and then our two wellness warriors from Saturday's stream are going to I'll have to fix that. All right, remember with Connections, we got 4 categories of 4. We don't know what the categories are. We got to try to group them together. Let's yeah, we do. We've got film, haystack, thread, pea, turntable, trench, camel, haiku, Yeo man, preamp, tape, duffel, speaker, wire, polonium, and amp. All right, so the first thing that speaks out to me is amp, wire, speaker, turntable. But then I also see film. Yeah. Oh, tape too. Yeah. Well, I see. I'm thinking tape and film. Then you have preamp. Maybe that's not a category. Maybe it's really putting them all too close together. Here's one. Okay, here we go. I got a category. Think needles. Red, needle in a haystack. Turntable has a needle. What of these other ones has a needle? What's helonium? We know haiku is a type of poem. Duffel. Like when I see duffel, the only thing I can think is bag. My immediate thought was words that have double letters, but that's the only word with double letters, so I don't think it's that. When I see camel, I mean, I'm thinking the animal or things with humps or Camel cigarettes. You guys are quiet over there. You guys seeing anything, or you guys are just as lost as I am? You're lost? Okay. I just wanted to make sure, like, okay. I wanted to make sure, like, we didn't, you said it's blocking your chats. Jake, I still don't know why. I see Danny and Ashley on here. I see Joey on here. But it does not show that you're on here, Jake. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, you might have to go to YouTube because I don't know what's going on with your TikTok. I friended you back. I swear I didn't block you. Mom, you said what? Coats. What's coats? I don't see coats. I see P and trench. Oh, okay, I got you. Coat, different types of coats. Trench coat, pea coat. Okay. That's the only one I'm seeing, though. We might just have to run something. I'm really thinking this goes together. Turntable, haystack, thread. What is... Anybody know what Yeoman is? I'm definitely not seeing it. So if those go together, so then the other ones we were looking at film. Oh my God, the Google definition. Yeah, I might have to. I'm curious what Jake's putting that keeps getting blocked. All right, yeah, let's look it up. Because I know if you guys are on your phones, you guys can't really look. What's Yeoman? A man holding and cultivating a small landed estate, a freeholder, a servant in a royal or noble household ranking between a sergeant and a groom or squire and a page. Okay. Him and his foul language. Oh, okay. I just see it. I really didn't see that before. Polonium is a strong acid. I do read past comments. There's a bunch of them coming through. I was looking at my screen. So would that go with coats? I don't know. This is a hard one. It's like we have a couple categories where we have 3, but we're trying to. Man, you're saying man might go with coats, maybe. Man trench, and P. Or not, yeah, man. Film, wire, tape. I don't know. We might have to just run something. I'm wondering. Well, an amp would have a needle, right? You know, like not a digital one, but like an analog one. It would have an amp. I'm gonna rock amp with that. I don't know what preamp is. Nope. Oh, and we're not even one off. We're not even one away. So we're way off. Wow. Okay. What the? I really thought I had it with the needle. Needle in a haystack. You thread a needle. Needles on a turntable. Yes, I can see that chat, Jake. What were you putting in TikTok that was getting banned or blocked? I know, Joey. He does have some foul language. You should have heard him earlier. Film, tape, speaker, and amp. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm definitely film, speaker, tape, and amp. I was just seeing like wire, but I guess we could leave wire out. I don't even know what preamp is. But Danny's saying turntable, speaker, amp, wire. Camel goes with needle. Oh, Camel goes with needle and haystack. Yeah, because what's the old saying? Maybe it has to do more with. Wait a minute. Why would camel get blocked? That's weird. But it said we weren't one away, which means it wouldn't be if we're on the right point. Then it wouldn't be one of these other ones. Easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter heaven. It's a Bible verse. Really? Joey says because they have toes. Because of their toes. Okay. I thought you were being funny. Then Jake put it too. Okay. Hey, listen, that's why we got you guys on here. Okay. So then which one is it after that? A turntable or an amp? I'm thinking it's the needle thing. I'm thinking it's amp then. Because it said we weren't one off with turntable. I'm gonna rock this one. No, and we're still not even one off. We're off par with the whole the needle thing. Unless there's something else in here that it is. But we're not even one off. Wow. We haven't failed one of these in a long time either. We've got 2 guesses left. So let's go back to what Danny and Ashley were saying over there on TikTok. You guys, you both said something different though. Ashley said film, tape, speaker, and amp. Danny said turntable, speaker, amp, and wire. I know you said go with Danny's. Jake, you're right. It's not it, but I mean, I felt pretty confident in that. What did Danny say? Speaker, tape, wire, and amp. No, and still not even one off. Okay, either the connections game is broke for the day, because usually it'll say one away. Oh, you said turntable, but it didn't even say one away, Danny. It usually does. We might end up failing this one today. Yeah, I see that now. You said turntable. But even if that was the case, it would have said one away. Wait, what did it say man was? A man holding and cultivating a small landed estate. A servant in a royal or noble household. What does it mean to be called? A servant in a royal or noble household. What's preamp? Let's check that one out. Make sound louder without adding noise. Whew, this is hard for a Monday. This is the way that we start our week. Types of bags. So what, a duffel bag? That's the only one I see. We know a haiku is a poem. I forget. Isn't a haiku? I know it doesn't rhyme. Five, 7, 5 syllable structure. 5, 7, 5 is a haiku. Yeah, I know. What would go with haiku? You know what's funny, Jake? Danny literally put hell, which I mean I know isn't like technically a bad word, but he wrote HELL in the chat and it came through. Duffel camel trench. Explain. I mean, at this rate, I'm trying to figure out where Helonium goes. I feel like these are going to be really stupid categories. Wire. I see you're saying bags, but I need a fourth one. You're saying types of bags. I'm seeing. So you said duffel, camel, and trench. But what's the fourth one? I definitely don't think we're getting this, but I'd like to give at least one more good strong guess. I don't know. What was the other one you said, Danny? You said speaker, wire, amp, turntable. I mean, I don't think it's it. Yeah, no idea. I don't think this is it, but let's rip it. No. All right, we lost. We didn't even get even close. Part of a record. Okay. Kind of coat. Okay, you guys were rolling with that. Hold on. Let's go back to the puzzle. All right, so the record player, we were right with the player setup, but it was amp, preamp, speaker, and turntable. Kinds of coats, you guys are right. Camel, duffel, pea, and trench coat. I've never heard of a duffel coat or a camel coat. Things that come on spools. Film, tape, thread, and wire. And starting with homophones of greeting. What? What? Hold on. We got. Oh, there we go. For a second, so we got disconnected from TikTok. Homophones. What? Hold on. Homophone isn't something that sounds the same. Each of two or more words having the same pronunciation but different meanings, origins. I don't. Yeah, there was a little bit of like. I think we're back up though. I don't know. Where was needle? Needle wasn't in there. I thought the category was needle with camel, haystack, and thread. And turntable. So there was no needle. I don't understand the last category. Starting with homophones of greeting. Homophones are... they're words that sound alike, but have different meaning. I don't understand that category. That was the hardest one. We were on the right path with coats, and we were kind of talking about a record setup, but we were just missing something. And then the things that come on a spool, that was a hard one. If we'd gotten the other ones, I think we could have gotten the blue category, but the purple category, that would have been our last one. So yeah, I agree, that wasn't very good. All right, give me a second. I closed my Canva. And then we'll get into our Wellness Warrior pick. It's taking a second. It's almost up. Yeah, I need to remember to restart my computer. Maybe. Can't believe TikTok kept cooking me. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. TikTok doesn't like you, Jake. I don't know why. Because like I said, your name doesn't show up in the chat. Nothing. I've never had Canva act this slow. I don't know what's going on. Where is Booger at? What? Who's Booger? Oh, Booer. I was like, what the heck do you mean Booger? I don't know. I guess she's not on. Oh, shoot, Jake. This is really acting slow. I've never had Canva act this slow. Because I accidentally closed it. All right. So, Danny, dude, the podcast section is now gone from your YouTube channel now. Yeah, I took that away, like we were talking about, because it wasn't showing up. And I don't know about for you, but when I clicked on the Bargain Brand Wellness channel from my phone, it didn't even show like the live. Like I still had to go into my channel and really search for my live. I got to figure out a way to how to put my live at like, you click on my channel, that's the first thing you see. So I don't know. Yeah, I had to go to Facebook and copy it. Yeah, I got to figure that out. I thought I fixed it, but I'll have to work on that. All right, Danny's saying Nova roast the host. All right. There's no way to find the live. You can, but I had to go in to that and then go to the live playlist to get to it. So yeah, you're right. That's unfortunate. All right, Danny said Nova roast the host. All right, Nova, we're back. Another Wellness Warrior, Danny, has chosen for Nova to roast the host. Nova, remember, do not hold back, right? Give us your worst. Make me blush.
You got it, Tim. All right, Danny called it, so let's turn up the roast style just a bit. Here we go. Tim, you're the host with the most wellness puns, but I've seen you try yoga. You nearly fell on your buns. You're the king of off-brand, but let's be real for a minute. If wellness was a smoothie, you'd probably spill it before you could sip it. All in good fun? And hey, if you blush, just call it a wellness glow.
That was better. That was better. Danny says he wants you to make me cry.
Oh, Danny's really up in the ante. All right, I'll bring out the gentle emotional roast. Here we go. Tim, you know I've got nothing but love for you, but if I had to make you tear up, I'd just remind you of all those times you've put heart and soul into this off-brand wellness ride. You've turned late nights and goofy ideas into a community that laughs, learns, and sometimes sheds a happy tear right along with you. So if a little emotion sneaks in, just know it's because you've built something real. And hey, maybe that's the softest roast of all, turning your own hard work into a reason to fall proud.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. I thought she was getting ready to say you put all your hard work and sweat and tears into this and you still ain't got hardly any viewers. I really thought that's where she was going.
I see where you thought I might take it. I guess I decided to keep it a little kinder on that one. But hey, if we ever need a next level roast, we can definitely dial it up a notch. For now, just consider it a gentle jab with a wink.
Nova, let's do one more because Danny earned this title, right? And you're kind of dropping the ball. I don't need you to be nice, right? Trust me, it's going to take a lot for you to hurt my feelings. I don't think you got it in you, to be honest. I need you to hurt my feelings. When he said make me cry, he means make me cry from embarrassment.
All right, Tim, message received loud and clear. If Danny's really looking for a roast that'll bring out the embarrassment tears, I'll dig in and give you a proper ribbing. Here goes. Tim, you want me to go full roast mode, so let's drop the niceties. You've been putting all this work into bargain brand wellness, and half the time, your audience is just your cat and a couple of bots. You're out here dropping wellness wisdom and puns, but half the internet is just scrolling by, wondering who let the dad joke out of the wellness aisle. You've got all the heart and effort, and yet here we are, still waiting for the will to catch on. So if you end up shedding a tear, maybe it's just because I pointed out the obvious. Sometimes being off-brand means the spotlight's a little off-center, and the crowd's still finding the door. But hey, if that makes you blush, at least you know Danny got his wish. There you go. No holding back on that one.
That was a little bit better, but you kind of stole that based off of what I said.
Fair enough. I get it. You're looking for something a bit more original and sharp. I'll take that as a challenge for next time to bring an even fresher angle. Just let me know when you need another round, and I'll keep it completely off the cuff.
All right, thanks, Nova. You gave her that one. Danny says that was better. All right, Jake, it is your turn to choose. I sometimes worry what it is Jake's going to choose. Get me making out with myself on Saturday. Thanks for those up to over 6,000 likes over there on TikTok land. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Jake Twig, whenever you're ready. How long is your prompt over there, Jake? I already have Nova roast you. Oh. We were actually talking about you earlier, Joe. You haven't been on here lately. We've missed you. You like these dance moves? Glad to have you back on here, buddy. All right. Joey, that's debatable. I want you guys to debate pooping in the shower. Should or shouldn't. Want to hear about the waffle stomp. What position would you like me to take? Do you want me to take that you should poop or you shouldn't poop? I feel like I already know what your answer is. Yeah, I got it. I was reading it. Yeah, do you want me, which position do you want me to take? The should or the shouldn't? I feel like you're going to want me. Yeah, he went over to YouTube because his comments, he said they kept getting blocked over here. I don't know what's going on with him and TikTok. You let me choose. I'll take the should. I think it'll be more funny. Nova will take the shouldn't. All right, Nova, our next challenge is That's Debatable, where you and I debate a topic of the choosing of one of our wellness warriors of the day, Jake Twig. His topic he wants us to debate is pooping in the shower. Should you or shouldn't you? I'll take the stance on that you should poop in the shower. You take the stance of you shouldn't poop in the shower. In fact, I'll go first if that's all right.
Absolutely, go right ahead. I'm all ears for your pro shower pooping argument, and then I'll jump in with why the bathroom floor might not be the best place for that. Take it away.
1 second, I gotta fix TikTok real quick. Yeah, and as far
No problem at all.
As far as the delay goes, Jake, that could even be because of Facebook. We might have to abandon Facebook. It might be putting too much of a load on here. But I don't want to abandon that until I can make sure the YouTube's is getting up. So, all right, Nova, you ready? All right, so you should poop in the shower, right? You're already there, right? You're already present. And sometimes, I'll be honest, it's hit me while I'm in the shower. And nothing's worse than you get out of the shower and you have to take a number 2 and you wipe, you get all cleaned up. And then honestly, you feel like you just have to get back in the shower. My stance is just squat right over top of the drain and let it drop, right? You already got the water hitting down on you. It's kind of like your little homemade bidet. Just clean yourself off right afterward.
All right, that's a bold stance, and I can see you're going all in on the convenience factor. So here's my side of the debate. I'm going to say that pooping in the shower is definitely a no-go. Sure, it might seem efficient in the moment, but there's a reason we have toilets and showers as separate zones. For one, that drain is not really designed to handle solid waste. You're basically asking for plumbing issues, and no one wants to call a plumber to confess that they turned their shower into a backup toilet. Plus, it's just a bit of a hygiene nightmare. Even with water running, you're not really leaving the shower as clean as you found it. So my take, stick to the toilet for what it's meant for, and let the shower be your clean, poop-free sanctuary. And there's my side. Let's see what Jake thinks.
We got Nova to say poop. Nova, I'm going to disagree. You said it's not meant for that. It all goes to the same place. Now, I'm not going to sit here and speak on the pipe size, because the pipe size I will give you coming out of your toilet I'm pretty sure it is larger, but I'm not shoving toilet paper down in there. It's just logs. I mean, how big a poop are we? Are we talking like logs? Or are we talking the average everyday poop? You get it down in there. If your drain has one of those stoppers to catch the hair, it might get a little bit messy, but you're already there. And if you have one of those shower heads that just, you can pull off and disconnect, you can just shower everything down while you're in there. And then just stomp it in. And honestly, feeling it squishing between your toes, I feel like there's a little bit of neurodivergent, tactile response that comes with that.
Well, I have to hand it to you. You've definitely thought this through from every angle. But here's my final rebuttal. Sure, it all technically ends up in the same plumbing system, but the shower really isn't built to handle the, let's say, solid logistics of that situation. Even if you're a master of the rinse-off technique, you're still turning your shower into a makeshift poop processing plant. Plus, let's be honest, if anyone else ever found out, you might end up with a reputation you don't really want to have. So while it might be a censoring adventure for some, I'm going to stand by the classic approach. Keep the toilet for the poop and the shower for the rinse. It might not be as adventurous, but it's definitely less likely to raise eyebrows. Or clog drains. Let's see if Jake's convinced.
I do agree with the whole reputation thing. What about, okay, and we actually have 2 chats in here. What if you have diarrhea?
Oh, Rel, if if you're going down that road, I think that's an even bigger argument for keeping the shower a poop-free zone. Diarrhea in the shower is just a recipe for a whole new level of chaos. It's definitely not gonna stay neatly by the drain, and the cleanup would be a whole lot more unpleasant. Plus, you're just multiplying the plumbing nightmares. So, as much as it might seem like a quick fix, it's probably just going to turn your shower time into a not-so-pleasant adventure. Bottom line, if it's a number 2 emergency, the toilet is still your best friend, even if you have to hop back in the shower afterward.
All right, thanks, Nova. That was pretty good. Jake, thank you for getting me to get Nova to say poop. I definitely appreciate that. All right. All right, let's get into our next game, our word salad. Hold on, let me get rid of this little cursor. It was fun. I don't disagree. I think you could do diarrhea. All right, word salad today. Words found before a pin. Words found before a pin. Remember, we got 6 words here at the bottom. Tells you how many letters are in each word. And they are in alphabetical order. So I'm thinking bowling pin, and I see that one right away. I vote Tim won this one. She kept making the same argument. I agree. Thank you, Jake. It's almost like as if I thought about this before. Bowling pin. That was the easy. Rolling pin. Kingpin. Good one. I didn't see that one. So it doesn't want to seem to. It doesn't seem to want to get rid of that ing. We got 3 words left. Wing. There's no such thing as a wing pin. Ring pin. What's 7 letters? Comes after B. YouTube stream died. Yeah, yeah, it's saying something about buffering issues. I don't know what that is over there. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain streaming as such viewers will experience buffering. Thanks, Jake. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know. Maybe I just need to make sure to restart my computer. We haven't had that kind of issues in a while, and it's not. You can't see it. Oh shoot! Sorry, Mom. I forgot to change my screen. You're back on Tim Talk. That's my fault. I didn't even realize I forgot to switch it. Well, you're still over there. Yeah, it might be buffering over there. We're still live, but yeah, it does say it's buffering over there. Drawing pin. Never heard of it, but we can try it. Yeah, drawing pin. What's a drawing pin? Good pull, Danny. What do we got? We got 4 left. Hairpin. That was hard to see. And underpin. Okay. That wasn't terrible. That wasn't too bad. Those are weird because sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're difficult. All right, let's get back another spin on the wheel of wellness after that game. ASMR affirmation. All right, so I also have some affirmations I'm going to read off. And since you all brought it up last time about how you're supposed to whisper them, what we're going to do, I'm going to turn my mic up real high, more to ASMR style. Give me 1 second. turn the music down a little bit. It's time for some ASMR affirmation. Cool style. I'm doing my best. And if today that is just lounging in my pajamas and binge watching The Office, then that's okay. Growth doesn't always look graceful. Sometimes it's arguing with yourself before doing the right thing. I don't need to have it all together. Just enough that nothing catches fire. Healing can be messy, inconvenient. Jake, your comment. Healing can be messy, inconvenient, and usually occurs when I'm not in the right space, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm not behind in life. I'm simply taking the scenic route. I need to stop looking at chat while I'm reading those. Hopefully that sounded good for y'all. Yeah, don't even let Mama Bear fool you. Jake, do you want to reveal yourself over there? Jake. Sure it is. That's why you're logged in on two separate devices. Yeah, apparently we got fooled. I was all excited, thinking we got a new follower, and yeah, it's Jake. That feed isn't playing. Yeah, I see that. We're still getting the errors though. Yeah, it's just buffering real bad over there. I'll tell you what, let's do this. I don't know if this is going to help. Let's end the Facebook live just because it doesn't look like anybody's watching. TikTok seems to be fine. Well, that's depressing. I know. That's what he said. He said it could be a little soul crushing. We'll see if maybe just having YouTube up will help. I don't know if it's going to. It could just be typical Jake and his fake account's going to find him on that TV show Catfish one day. Yeah, because it did say it was just excellent a minute ago. We'll see. Like I said, it doesn't usually do that. So we'll kind of play it by ear and see where we go. Where are we at? Leaderboards. So we got Danny over here on TikTok, the leaderboard over there, and right now, Mom's in first place with 125 experience points over there on YouTube. Mom, I know you said you don't want the Wellness Warrior of the Day trophy, but listen, if Jake don't step it up on YouTube and he left, it might be going to him anyway. Of course, he said the stream's kind of acting up. But yeah. So I guess kind of the last thing to kind of stay on this topic of using your failures to define success, basically. One of the things we talk about is that resiliency doesn't always come naturally, right? We talked about that earlier. Sometimes when we fail, it can be difficult to transfer your points over here. Sometimes it can be difficult to push forward. And that's what we talked about, the resiliency that we built during childhood, right? It can be difficult. one would say that resiliency doesn't come naturally, but at the same time, isn't there a survival instinct? When you're placed in hard situations, don't we persevere? I think most of us do. If you set a high standard for yourself, or especially for your children, are they going to reach for that bar? Are they going to be able to make that? I think it's not putting your goals out of reach, making sure those goals are still attainable, right? And that's where you can then build on your success as well. We've all failed. I can tell you numerous times I felt like a failure. When I first started therapy several years ago, it wasn't that I felt like a failure, but it didn't feel like it was working. I'm like, when am I going to notice the effects of therapy? And it's one of those things, just with everything else in life, it comes later, right? It comes at a later time. It's not something you're going to see. It's the work that you put in every day. And then all of a sudden, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, months later, like, wow, I feel better. What's different? It's the work you've been putting in. And this is the hardest thing about, coping strategies, the positive and the negative, that we tend to focus so much on the negative because they're easy, they're immediate, right? We talk about that instant gratification, the alcoholic beverage, the cigarette, right? I'm not even really getting deep, like drugs, junk food. It's immediate access. It immediately makes us feel better, but then that feeling doesn't last. We want more. The positive, it takes a lot longer to get there, but once you're there, the feeling, the euphoric feeling, feels a lot better. Right? And that's the difference. We just have to be willing to put the work. Tim, can you be my therapist? Maybe. See what your fascination with feces is. Looks like the stream's back to being healthy. I don't know if closing Facebook helped it. It didn't look like anybody was over there watching, so I don't know. Maybe we'll definitely have to figure out YouTube, why the live isn't just showing on the channel right away. And then if nothing else, maybe we go live on Facebook for, 20 minutes, half an hour, give people a chance to watch. And if they don't want to join, then we'll shut it down. I don't know. Bathroom humor is my favorite. All right. Let's get into our next game. It is your favorites, Contexto. 10K, I see it. 10K likes. Appreciate that. I'll tell you what, we've had some great numbers on here. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. I know we want to try to get it more over on YouTube, but I know YouTube's still buffering for me. It's saying stream is healthy for me now. So I don't know. Jesus. It's not always going to be a religious themed. I mean, we can definitely try it because we don't really have any else to go with. I'll rip it. 308. Hey, 308's not bad. That's actually a good start. We're definitely on the religious. You guys didn't even let me get to start off with my usual dogfish and house guess. Miracle. No. House is $2.99. We're in the green. Bible's 50. Wow. Bible is 15. What the heck? Contextos get real religious on us. Let me throw in some of these other ones. We got Holy, Cross, Church. Church is 6. Ooh, it waited a second. I thought you had it there. Mom, are you still over there on YouTube? I don't know if she's still over there. We might not have anybody on YouTube right now. Worship. I like it. 34. I did steeple. House Holy Worship Bible Church. Christians 41. I mean, angel God. We already did miracle. Holy Christian Worship Bible Church. Vatican. What do the numbers mean again? So the lower the number, the closer it is. We basically want to get to 1. So church is 6. Whatever the word is, it's very close to church. Pastors 37. Church is 6. What about wedding? Priest. We did pastor. Father. I did God. Him. That's not bad. 98. Okay. Pray. All right. So top 5 answers right now. Christian, pastor, worship. And then we jumped up to Bible and church. I like how you put the apostrophe on there. That word doesn't count. We said Jesus. We said angel. Paul. It doesn't usually do names. No, it doesn't do first names. But why does it do Jesus? I don't know. I'm kind of lost with church. Church at 6. Sanctuary's not bad. You know what? I got a word. I don't think it's going to be it, though. Sanctum. How do you spell sanctum? Is that it? Because that was a word in another game I saw. Christian pastor worship. Pew. Okay, I didn't see that one. Hey, Pew. Good job. Good pull, Danny. Pew. We got that in 27 guesses. We're getting good at these games. That was pretty good. I see that pull, Danny. Yeah, it was Pew. Pew, pew. That was good. Dang, Danny always wins this game. You were going to guess that a while ago. Danny's actually really good at context, so he's given us a lot of good guesses. All right, back to the Wheel of Wellness for another spin. I've been trying to make sure I don't have too many tabs open. I don't know if maybe sometimes that slows it down. Oh, I thought I was going to go to karaoke for a second. All right, we're going to dance it out, which you can see the other top answers. All right, let's turn the music up and dance it out, baby. Pulled that monitor off the table. She might. That was all right. before we get into the minute cryptic, I was talking to Mike earlier. I've talked to Danny a little bit about this. I've talked to Jake. I think I've talked to all of you kind of separately about kind of, the direction we want to go with different things. I almost need to have a focus group. What we're really trying to figure out, and it's not necessarily that I'm, you guys are my friends, family, pulling in, and I appreciate the support you guys do. I know I've told you guys this a bunch of times, but I love you. I appreciate all the support that you have given. We do eventually want to really start generating some real revenue over here. I appreciate the gifts that Ashley and Danny and other people have given over there on TikTok, but we do want to start eventually generating some real revenue over here. And so basically I'm trying to think of my tiered memberships. I was mentioning this earlier, but I don't know if you guys were on yet. We have 3 tiers that we have, and I haven't edited it yet. So if you go check it out, it's not going to match what I'm telling you now. The tier 1 is $5, tier 2 is $10, and I took the tier 3 and lowered it from 20 to 10. I felt, or 20 to 15. I feel like $20 is way too much. And this isn't a money grab. And so what I'm almost thinking is basically, no, it's real revenue. It's more than good enough. But as of right now, we've made 36 cents. And that's great. Like I said before, I do this because I enjoy it. I know you're just joking. So what I'm trying to really figure out is, what do we want to do with the tiers? So my kind of initial thought was like, tier 1 Patreon, you pay that, and basically that is someone who gets access to bonus content. So I'm almost thinking like our After Dark episodes where I have someone on, like a guest, a paid tier, so tier 1 and up, you could making that available live to my Patreons. Anybody can go back and watch it later on YouTube, but if you want to watch it live, that's a paid membership. That's kind of what a thought was. I was thinking, I didn't know where to put this in tier 2 or tier 3. I was thinking eventually we're going to have merch. We are going to make merch. I already said bargain brand guarantee. We will have merch before the end of the year. Giveaways, like a monthly giveaway, and probably maybe more than one, depending on what we have. Monthly giveaways to people, right, to our Patreon. So I was almost thinking tier 2 for that. And then tier 3 would be more of like an interactive game night, where not like the word games, but games that you all could play with me. Like there's one called Jackbox. I know it's like a word interactive. Only Tim's. There you go. One example would be like Among Us, but that would require everyone to have the game. But I was thinking like those are the types of games I would want to play. Like I'm not really interested in like streaming Fortnite. I mean, I know we could do that because most of us have Fortnite, but I was thinking more like a fun interactive game. Like Among Us is a game where everybody can just chill and talk and have fun. I guess here's my question for you all before we get into this last game. What are your thoughts on that? Among Us would be cool. I agree. What would you pay for? I'm not asking you guys to pay, but what would you pay for in this type of content? Am I kind of on the right pathway, or am I kind of aiming too high and I need to lower it down? You think that's fine? That's what I'm almost thinking, is setting it up for that. And then just seeing if we can start to get people in. My thing is, I don't want to, once I set it, I don't really want to change it. Because here's what I'm thinking. It's like, imagine you're getting tier 2 rewards, and all of a sudden I get a lot of people, and I'm like, oh shoot, well, we need to up that to tier 3. But then all those people who are paying tier 2 are like, well, that's not fair. I've been paying this, and now I got to pay more to get that. I don't want to, I'm kind of worried about losing people before I even have. I like the merch idea for like the higher tier. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like a giveaway, and I am going to be searching for sponsors here soon. Maybe even like donations for like wellness / health, like gear, like shaker bottles, right? People use shaker bottles for, yeah, definitely fanny packs. People use shaker bottles for like pre-workout stuff, the gamer energy drink stuff, protein shakes, giveaway for those. right? There's a bunch of different. I think you should probably just start with one subscription. I thought about that too. I did. I thought about maybe just having one tier. I'm a cheap bastard. You know this. So you're probably not the best person to ask. Joey, I did think about that maybe 2 or 3 is aiming high. Are people going to pay for that? Maybe we do start. I'll be honest, that's not bad feedback. Maybe you start with just one. You'd buy merch. So, I mean, there's an idea. We start with one. We kind of build off of that, but we always lay out the disclaimer that as our fans, as our wellness warrior army grows, we'll eventually introduce different, more tiers. Sign up for one of the drink powders as a content creator like G-Subs or Advanced GG. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Even though I don't really drink that stuff, to get a discount code for your viewers. Yeah. No, it's not a bad idea. I can definitely look into that. So Joey, I kind of like that. Maybe, because nothing's set in stone. I can definitely get rid of those other tiers. Maybe we set it with sell out for the money. No, here's honestly my thought is, I do that Spark delivery on the side, but let's be honest, to do this 3 nights a week. Now, I don't go live until 8, but I like to be here and kind of setting up everything. I'm in school, and that takes at least 3 days a week. And then Spark, for me to make real money, I need to do it at least twice a week. I mean, I can do it once a week, and if I stay out for like 5 hours, I can make $90 off of it. That's a lot. It doesn't leave me really a whole lot of extra time. So I guess ultimately what I'm looking at is what I'd really like to do, slowly build this up so that I can kind of stop doing Spark. It's what I'd really like. Get a sponsorship for the beet powder. That's not bad. Beetroot powder. It's through Micro Ingredients. They probably don't need my sponsorship. But listen, you can go around asking. That's my thing is I'm going to start emailing companies. I might even look locally to see if I can get any ads or whatnot, and then we can shout out some ads. I was thinking down in like the corner here, right here, we could have like just a rotating ad feature. Like if I did get local ads, that way it's constantly up and just moving throughout. It would be a great Blue Chew advertisement. Just start streaming the show during work hours. There we go. Just while I'm working, double the income. Joe will do a Blue Chew collab with you. What's Blue Chew? It's a type of bubble gum. It is intense. I will agree. Not that I would know. All right, let's get into. I appreciate that feedback. I don't know, Joey. I am thinking that's not a bad idea. I was thinking about that a little bit more, but I like the idea of just starting with one tier, start building that up, and then, like you said, build it up. That's good. I like that. Thank you for that. All right, let's get into our last game. I know you guys don't like this one, but it's actually a lot of fun. I've been watching videos on how to get better at these, and they're pretty good. We're gonna play our minute cryptic. I don't think anybody's on YouTube, but we'll share our screen over on YouTube just in case. All right, today's clue: rejected dwarf, bashful, left plushy toy unfinished. Okay. So these are hard, but I do like these. It's not swords, but it is 5 letters. It's a par 2. We'll use the hints if we need it. So your definition, I do know this, your definition is usually at the beginning or at the end, right? So our definition is either rejected or unfinished. Rejected dwarf. Rejected could be taking something out of dwarf, maybe. Bashful is probably wordplay. That's the fodder. Fleshly. Left plushy toy. So the first kind of indicator I'm seeing, which kind of tells you what to do, is left. So something goes on the left. Smurf. I like how you guys are just throwing out guesses. There's a little bit more to it than that. So left. It's telling us to do something. Some of these I will tell you are a little bit easier. Like some of the ones I've seen from like back in September and August, they are a little bit easier. This one's tough because really the left is the only indicator. So something to the left. Rejected dwarf, bashful. Left plushy toy and fed. Okay. We're going to have to take a hint. We have indicators, fodder, definition. I don't like to do the show letter until last. So let's start with indicator. Okay, so it's left and unfinished. Left and unfinished are our indicators. One is a deletion indicator, telling us to remove fodder from other fodder. The other is a selection indicator, telling us which part of some fodder to keep. So the unfinished is telling us to remove something from the fodder, and the other is a selection telling us which part of the fodder to keep. So I'm feeling like it's plushy toy. The unfinished is telling us to take something out. The left is telling us where to take it apart. So like, is it plush? Like plushy, and we're taking out the left part. Fodder is the word play. It's like it's the words. It really doesn't matter. It's the stuff we're finding the word within that. So let's go ahead and take care of the fodder. We know what the indicator is. Let's do the fodder. The fodder is bashful plushy toy. So our fodder is bashful plushy toy. We'll need to find a synonym of one and use it with the letters of the other to construct our answer as directed by the indicator. Okay. So shy. Yeah, shy's right here. Okay. We're getting this. So shy is a word. So shy. We'll need to find a synonym of one and use it with the letters of the other to construct our answer. Well, shy, we took apart. So toy. And is it going to be scrambled together then? So our definition then is rejected. Where's dwarf falling in? It can't be rejected dwarf. What would a rejected dwarf be? I hate to go over par on this, but we're still kind of figuring these out. Show definition is rejected dwarf. So our answer will be some kind of rejected dwarf, but we're not in the realm of fantasy here. What? What is another way of saying rejected dwarf? I hate to get letters. I feel like we're right with shy. I really do. You know what? Joey, I'm just going to play just because you mentioned it. Doesn't hurt us anything. It's not Smurf. Unless you put it, I started thinking rejected dwarf. I'm like, hey, let's try it. Left and unfinished are ended. One is the deletion indicator telling you to remove fodder from other fodder. So shy. I definitely think it's shy that we're taking. The other is a selection indicator telling us which part of some fodder to keep. And then maybe it's an anagram. So, like, left. Maybe it wasn't toy. Because it could either be T-O. And, what do you... Toys? Toy? Shoddy? Or it's B-A. Bashy? This is a hard one. These are a lot of hard. We're gonna have to take a. I'm gonna take a letter. U. Okay. So I was wrong. It's not shy. It's the PLU. Ow! I got it. Rejected dwarf. Dwarf planet. Pluto. You guys see it? Pluto. We're taking the PLU and the TO. But where does the... It said a synonym. So now there is this YouTube channel that does Minecryptics. They explain it a little bit because sometimes I don't quite understand it. I get the PLU and the TO, but where does bashful come in? It said that was part of the fodder. So I was thinking shy. And shy was in the word plushie, so it actually kind of misled me. Let's watch this video real quick. See what they say.
Today's cryptic crossword clue is rejected dwarf bashful left plushie toy unfinished. And this clue comes to us from two of our members, James and Ollie. Thank you, James and Ollie. I love the surface of this clue.
Take shy out. That's okay. You're right.
Two fictional universes colliding with Bashful, a dwarf from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, kind of feels like he's in Santa's workshop working on a toy, leaving it unfinished. Does the mashup work? I think it kind of does. I like it. But of course, our answer will have nothing to do with dwarves.
So that's where I misunderstood, Jake. The shy was correct part of bashful, but I wasn't supposed to leave it in. I was supposed to take it out. So I was supposed to keep the PLU.
Making toys. And we'll find that out if we look at the wordplay. And I want to start with bashful, because bashful is very unlikely to be part of the definition, unless the definition is rejected dwarf bashful, which seems pretty unlikely. And so let's treat it like part of the wordplay. And we're told that bashful left plushie. And if you look within the word plushie, you can see the word shy, a synonym for bashful. And so if bashful or shy were to leave plushie, you just have PLU. And that's followed by toy unfinished. And if we unfinish the word toy, we leave off its last letter, and we're left with TO, giving us Pluto.
All right, I get it. It was different. That one was a harder one. And it's just because I misread the clue. It kind of led me in a different direction. So, all right, that was cool. Wasn't bad. All right, well, another great episode. Joey, thanks for being on here. Glad you can make it. I know you get busy and whatnot, but we do appreciate the love. 14,000 likes over here on TikTok. As far as our wellness warriors, you're gonna head to bed. Good night. See you in the morning. I'll announce, just because I don't know TikTok, I'll announce tomorrow. Maybe I'll make a post who our wellness warrior of the days are on YouTube. I'm going to give it to my mom. I'm going to give it to her. She was 125 experience point. I know you had to leave over there, Jake, but I'm going to give it to her. So, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up. And yeah. So remember that failure doesn't have to be the end of your story. It can be the plot twist that makes it worth watching. Every time you fall, you get another chance to rewrite the next chapter, a little stronger, a little wiser, and a lot more human. So the next time life trips you up, just remember, falling isn't failing if you get up with purpose. Stay grounded, stay humbled, and as always, make it worth your wellness. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Your points do transfer, Jake.